Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining me at the Love Manual. I'm Mel, your host, and the Love Manual is a podcast where we get advice and tips from professionals, viewers, and listeners about love and relationship. So today I have the pleasure of speaking and interviewing with Dr. Louis De Palma, who is currently writing a book called Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places and Finding True Love Within. Please help me welcome Mr. De Palma to the show. Hey, Dr. Louis De Palma, how are
Hi, Mel. I'm great. Yourself?
I'm good. How you doing today?
Doing great, doing great. It was a beautiful, beautiful day today. We took some nice walks and it was awesome. I had a great Thanksgiving yesterday and
That's good. I was going to ask you about that. Turkey Day is always important. So did you eat enough?
oh, absolutely. And then some.
Good,
It's funny because I wrote a children's book years ago. It was called You Take Too Big a Bite, and it was about chewing your food in and honoring the process
And
of
so,
choosing the right foods.
and did you follow that yesterday, or were you just taking a bigger
No,
bite?
I totally disregarded what I wrote in that book yesterday.
Oh my god, yeah, I guess everybody was doing that for the holiday. Well, that's good that you enjoyed yourself at least.
Oh, absolutely.
So how have you been holding up during this
You
pandemic?
know, very well, actually. The pandemic has allowed me to work from home for 3 months. And so, I enjoy my job. Currently, I'm director of sales and product support for an enzyme company. And
Okay.
so I help doctors around the world, help their patient to discover what they need to do health wise to regain their health so they can do what they love. And so being able to work at home allowed me also to have plenty of time to look at myself and my own personal journey and really, feel comfortable with being who I am without any interaction with the outside world other than my career and those conversations.
Right, absolutely. That is, I guess, one of the things that everybody is appreciative of being able to work from home and, not being in such close proximity with other people. So thank God we do have jobs that allow us to work from home, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about your dating experience.
Oh, dating experience. Well, it's been a journey. I've had several relationships, several marriages, and it's allowed me to really look at, what do I want in my life? What makes me happy?
Mhm.
Because that's key. It's key. You really have to look at, who you are and what you want, and really own who you are, and not judge who you are. So that has been a journey of letting go.
Yeah. And I like that you said that, not judging who you are, because a lot of people tend to do that and then mess up the relationships that they're in because we're judging our own self. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And how can we really truly love someone else unless we love ourselves first?
Yeah.
Because you have to love who you are no matter who you are, because everyone is unique in their own way. Everyone has a gift to give to the world, and they have to figure out what that gift is by really listening to their heart.
Yeah.
Now, they say scientifically that there's more neurological pathways from the heart to the brain than there is from the brain to the heart. So we're actually designed to do what we love and really go into that space of listening to our intuition, where love really speaks through us.
Yeah, I find that to be very important and interesting that you did say that because a lot of people don't really understand love or where it comes from. So I think that's important. So what advice did your parents give you, if any, when you first started dating? Like,
Well, I grew up in a very traditional Italian family. So when you speak to your parents from that era that I grew up in, their advice was, pick a nice girl, be respectful, and eventually you want to pick someone you want to marry and have kids with. That's the advice. But when you have that conversation with just the man in your life,
mhm,
it's an entirely different conversation about women because men have a tendency to objectify women. different from what a man would say when he's having a conversation with his wife or significant other.
Mhm.
They're going to go very logical and very respectful. But if
Right.
you look at men in general, when they get together, they talk a different language about women.
I'm so happy you admitting that, Dr. Lewis. I love it. It's true. It's really true. I don't know. You got most men have a different view of women than, of course, what we have of ourselves. And when we're conversating, and it's true because even when women do it and talk about men, we also have different views, on you guys as well, different than what you could be.
Mhm.
So it's good that you did get that advice from your parents and say, hey, just be respectful, make sure you pick somebody that's good for you. You just never know what you're going to come into when you get into a
Mhm.
relationship, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. So what made you decide to write this book, Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places and
Well,
Finding True Love?
a part of that is the confusion of the programming when I grew up, and I think it's true for most men. We're taught, like I said, to respect women and all of that. At the same time, we're also taught from society and how society influences to objectify women, to look at women as a from a perspective of desire and the chemistry involved in that. And so there's a dance you do between how do you really look at a woman for the person in the uh, what she has to offer as a woman. And women are nurturers, men are fixers. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so understanding that, you have to understand that drive, that physical chemical drive, and also at the same time, how do you respect who you are and respect that other person, that woman in your life that is really a person underneath what you see visually and what affects you chemically.
Right. Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's
I see you
building
have
that
a lot.
bridge.
Yeah, you have a lot of thought behind this. And when you were writing the book, did you use any of your personal experiences, and how did you come up with some of the information in the book?
Yes, my journey began when I was a young boy. At the age of 13, I started studying self-help books. I had some really strong mentors that encouraged me to read different philosophies and things about what is life about, who are we, why are we here, all of that. And at the same time, going through puberty and wondering, well, what do you do with all that desire, all those hormones? And so it was a dance between spirituality and being a human being as a man, and how do you interact, finding true love within yourself from a spiritual perspective, but also how it relates to your physical interactions with a woman. So my own personal experience in doing that dance and questioning what is
Mhm.
spirituality and what really is love and how does it play out in relationships, and not having the mentorship in the relationship department, because
Right.
I grew up in a traditional family. But my father and mother never showed affection in front of us.
Oh, wow.
So it was difficult to see, what is really love about. And
Right.
then when your hormones surge and you go through that phase, you start to have a desire for physical touch and love, and that plays out in your adulthood. And so how do you live a life of appreciation of people and still figure out what to do with those hormones? So it's been a dance
Right.
around that.
Yeah. Wow. That is something because, a lot of kids go through, life without seeing affection from their parents. And then
Mhm.
you not knowing, okay, what is true love? Do they love each other? And how do they love each other? You know,
Right,
and how
exactly.
And then, yeah, how do we do that as a, like you said, the hormones and everything like that. So what do we do about that when we're growing up? We don't know what to do with it, because we don't
Exactly.
see it played out in our everyday life, which I think is kind of important now for kids to actually see the affection between the two parents. So that way they will know, okay, how should I be with my other half when I do get,
Right.
you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
S-
So, with that being said, with your book, so if you could pick any chapter out of your book, like the highlight of the book, which chapter would it be and
Well,
why?
I would pick probably the chapter about letting go of self judgment, because
Mhm.
we all have a journey to live in this life, and our main objective is to learn from our experiences. Experience is the best teacher. but
Yes,
it,
it
and we have to let go of the judgment of whatever it is that took us to where we are now in our understanding, because everything has served the purpose to really help us to understand who we are and what we have to give to the world and what we have to give to a relationship that is a partner that's going to share that love with you, that's going to mirror that love. In order for you to give that love, you have to own that love, and you need to let go of the judgment of yourself and really own who you are and love who you are.
Yes, doctor. I like saying doctor. So I love that you said that as well, because it is really true. It's hard. You, like we were talking about earlier, you do judge yourself. And why? Why do we do that to ourselves? And then that's what causes some of the relationships to not be so great. Because if we're sitting there judging ourselves, the other person probably not even thinking about anything that we're thinking about ourselves.
Absolutely. You're
Yeah, I
right.
think that's a
Absolutely
really
right.
important point that you made about
Mm.
letting go of the judgment. So that would definitely be the highlight of your book, huh?
Well, that's one of them. There's a lot of chapters in there of the progression of how to do that, how to let go of the objectification of women and really looking at that person and honoring who they truly are. Because, like I said before, women are nurturers, men are fixers. We want to fix things, and sometimes women just need to be heard. And a statement that men should learn, which is in the book, is say the words, how can I support you?
Mhm.
Because that allows women to really, sometimes they don't want to be fixed, they don't want a problem solved, they just want to be heard, they want to be
Right.
loved and appreciated for who they are, and sometimes they need this space
I
for
agree.
them to know that you're listening to them.
Yep, I agree. I agree. And I think that also goes, both ways. But I know that you're talking about, women right now, and we should be supported at times instead of, like you said, we don't want to be fixed. We don't want this. We just really want you guys to listen and support our, thoughts at that moment. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I think a lot of women are going to give you kudos for that. Because that is, yeah, that's definitely something. So, what do you think makes your book unique from others? Of course, the title itself, and because you are the author,
Right.
what do you think makes your book unique?
What makes it unique is really bridging that gap between the program of men looking at women objectively from a physical attraction point of view to really taking the time to honor who they are, what they have to offer the world, and coming from a place of love and seeing that in their mate and honoring that in the mate and bridging that. So when you look at creativity and you look at sexuality, they're in the, if you're looking at it from an energy point of view, a chakra point of view, they're in the same chakra.
Yeah,
So we want to be creative in doing what we love, and also creative in procreation. So those are tied together. You can't separate them. And so you have to understand the connection between the two and center that around love.
absolutely. I like that you said that is important for, everybody to know, where this love is actually coming from and how it works and who does it work for?
Hmm.
So you,
Well, I believe that we are love itself at the core of who we truly are, men and women both. We come from love. Our Creator created us out of love.
yep.
And it's our job to understand how we express that in our own unique way. And if everyone did that, everyone would contribute in a way that would be beautifully unique and bless the world in many different ways.
Yeah, you're right about that. And hopefully everybody, listening and viewing will take your advice and focus on, just that real, genuine love. Where can people find you if they're looking for you?
Well, for one, my email is drlewisdepalma@gmail.com.
Yes.
Or I'm also on LinkedIn,
Okay.
Dr. Dr. De Palma on LinkedIn. Dr. Lewis De Palma on LinkedIn.
Okay. And so when should we expect your book? Because I definitely,
Well, the proposal for Hay House is in April, so it's probably not going to come out till probably next Christmas,
oh,
somewhere in that neighborhood.
okay. Well, then that'll be a nice gift giver, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? You were such a pleasure to have. I'm going to ask you another question before I wrap up because I
Sure.
wanted them to get some advice about
Uh-huh.
love and relationships. So when people are just starting to date, are looking for a mate, what advice would you give them?
Well, the first thing I would say is spend some time by yourself. Really be comfortable with who you are. You need to have the relationship with yourself that you want to have with someone else. In order to do that, you really need to embrace your true essence and be comfortable with who you are. So take the time to do that before you go out there and try and find a relationship that's going to fix you or going to complete you. Be complete within yourself by taking that time. That would be my advice.
That's some good advice too. Take your own time and complete yourself. And you're right. Some people do go out and look for, okay, this person to make me better, or this person is the other 50% of me, when you need to become complete
Right.
for that person and then step into a relationship like that. That's some good advice, doctor. I like it. Well, I mean, it was just such a pleasure to interview you and to have you on the show. And of course, I'm going to ask you to come back. So hopefully you'll be
I'd
looking
be honored. I would
back.
be honored.
Oh, I appreciate it so much. You are just such a gentleman, and the lady that have you is actually very lucky.
Well, I'm very lucky also. It's
I love,
mutual.
I
It's
love
very
that.
mutual.
Oh,
And in the
good.
process of, it's funny because the decision to write this book was really about, owning who I am and loving who I am. And
Yes.
in the process, I've met a very beautiful lady that mirrors that, and it's been magical.
Oh my goodness. I love that so much. So I know the next time, hopefully we'll see you two together, right?
Oh, that would be awesome. I'm sure she would want to do that with me. That would be beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you.
Dr. Lewis De Palma, I appreciate you taking your time out to interview with the Love Manual. And like I said, I will be in contact because I definitely want to have you on my show again.
Awesome. Thank you, Mel. You've been a delight.
Thank you. And you enjoy the rest of your evening, okay?
I will. You do the same.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Be safe and healthy.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
So, guys, like I said, thank you so much for joining me at the Love Manual. I'm Mel, your host. Please do not forget to subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. And you can contact us at contact@thelovemanual.com. And if you go on Facebook, you'll definitely be able to find us there on facebook.com/, the Love Manual page. Okay, so please like and share, and please don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, you guys enjoy and take care. Thank you.